In this video, we are going to review angle relationships and then being able to write an equation based on information to solve for a missing angle. The vocabulary that you have to know are vertical angles. When two lines intersect, you get angles that are opposite each other called vertical angles. They're important because if they are vertical, they are equal to each other. We need to know complementary angles. Those are two angles that add up to 90 degrees. It cannot just be 90-degree angle. That would be a right angle. It must be two angles who, when you add them together, equal 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are, again, when you have two angles that add up to 180 degrees. It is not just a 180-degree angle. It's two angles that add up to 180 degrees. The last thing that we need to know is perpendicular, and we need to know this because if one angle is 90 degrees, it means it's perpendicular, and it lets us know that all four angles are 90 degrees. There will be times when one angle be measured or labeled as 90 degrees, and then you have to figure out the math on the other angle. That lets you know that the other angle would add up to 90 degrees. They are complementary. Now, you apply one section, we'll have two examples, and these are the two examples, so I'm going to go over them now. We're going to be asked to name the type of angle as complementary if they add up to 90, supplementary if they add up to 180 degrees, or if they are vertical, which means they're equal. And then we will find the value of x in each figure. Problem number one, I see a right angle. A right angle means they add up to 90 degrees. That means this is complementary. Now again, complementary means two angles that add up to 90. So I will take my two angles, which are 48 and x, and I will add them together. X plus 48, and it equals 90. Once I do that, this is an equation. We solve the equation. Since find your variable, here it is. Look at what is happening to your variable. It's adding a 48. We'll do the inverse, which in this case is to add a negative 48. But whatever you do to one side, I hope you said you have to do to the other, which means on the left, 48 plus a negative 48 is 0. That activates the identity property, and x plus that 0 is x. The equal sign comes straight down. And on the right side, 90 minus 48 is 42. Problem number one is done. Problem number two, I look at my picture. Now, if the two lines are making a straight line, they're not, or the two angles are making a straight line, they're not, it'd be 180 degrees. It would be complementary or supplementary, but they're not. There's no right angle mark. It is not complementary. These are two angles that are opposite each other. That means they are vertical. When they are vertical, you just make them equal. So since they're equal, x is 63 degrees. So a little review. If the two lines make a straight line, for example, if the 63 had been up here, that'd be a straight line. That would have been supplementary, but it's not. So your two angles will either add up to 90 and be complementary, add up to 180, that does not happen in either of these, then it is supplementary. You add them up and make them equal to 180. The math would look just like the math for complementary angles, except it'd be 180. And if they are across from each other of lines crossing, then they are vertical.